Yeah, I got it. Just better positioning for my teammates.
Yeah. Yeah, we watched this. Good pressure. Good decision. Nice. That worked. That was a good ending. But again, just really watch, be aware of what your teammates are playing and where they would prefer to position. Like, it's, because it's probably not prevalent in your mind, that, like, yes, maybe right here would be best for Ramattra to hold, but if you have two poke-based characters, like the Junk and the Widow that you had, Widow needs something. Widow has a good LOS down this lane, so we don't want to just deny her from being able to see the enemy. And then also, if we have that Junkrat, we want him to be able to control that off angle so that he can apply good side pressure, whether it be from here or be from up here in this area, or even from main in some ways, but I'd prefer not from main. But it was comp, so okay. Okay, he's playing Zarya now. Too much tank focus right there, just in general. Out of all the options that we had when we're sitting here, we have Ashe up there, we have Ana, we had Brig, and we had Cass around here. We don't need to be looking at the Zarya who's just sitting here when we can see all 5 of them. As well as don't be afraid of rotations. Remember, you're still running that Widow, so you want to be able to set her up as best you can. One suggestion with that would be maybe come up here. Try to take this high ground for your Widowmaker, so that then she can dive up here safely, while you pressure out anyone that's playing over there, which would be the Ashe, maybe even the Ana in some cases. And they have no real mobility or verticality. So worst case, they chase behind you, and now they're playing a split fight because their Ashe and Ana are going to be all the way back there, and then the 3 of them are going to be up here. And they're very split. Fighting that 5-on-3 should be easy enough for you guys, if that makes sense.
Got it.
Yeah. So you, again, use the map, use rotations. I think I've said that to you before on other characters. Just don't be afraid to use rotations. Yeah, again, yeah, there's just nothing you could do because yes, I like that you're trying to hold this area, but your comp just didn't really allow for, like, you don't have that frontline pressure. You have that angular pressure where, yeah, that Widow sets up on a strong angle, she can control that area. But if it's controlled by 5 people, including a tank, she's not going to have as easy as a time doing that. As well as, especially with that Sombra would be better off trying to support that Widow with her picks. So you more or less need to be looking to play for your Widow than anything in that situation. Than
My
playing,
Widow?
yeah, look to play for your Widow. Look to set her up on angles that she would like, which most cases would be up here, or depending on how the fight's been going, maybe even over here she'd like to set up. In which case you could still play up here and attempt to disrupt while Widow shows up a little late and takes this angle, and now they're all distracted on you who's up there, while Widow gets maybe a good tap or two, evening out the fight, or giving you guys that advantage. So again, high ground is your friend, and don't forget to play for your teammates. Especially if you're not running a proper brawl, you really need to play for your teammates more.
Got it. Yeah, I definitely spend most of this game over focusing the tank.
Yeah. There we go. It was a good idea. I can't completely blame that on you. You played well. I like that we took a high ground rotation. I think maybe once we saw that Brig rotate out, we probably could have just waited a little bit more and looked to see where are my teammates. Is there anyone not with us? And then and then assess from the high ground what should I jump on? What's the best option to jump on? Because while Brig, yeah, you do technically counter Brig, she's still not easy to kill because she has that armor, she has that disengage opportunity, and she has the ability to keep you away. A Cass, the either DPS or the Ana would have just been a better option to try and focus there. So I think if we just like tried to reassess our situation by just instead of chasing that Brig, by just pressuring her out and keeping her out of that area, by maybe even just vortexing that hallway so that she can't come back up or wouldn't want to come back up. Now just look off the high ground and see what we can see. Then we can make a smarter target decision and probably see a little bit more success in the fight.
I am not beaten yet.
Be aware, you're down your Sombra right now. We shouldn't be going in just yet. And again, remember, they have full LOS. It's the same thing as I said last time. They have full control of this lane, so we need to mix them up, whether it be going down here, going up here, or even in some cases just going right here. This would mix them up a little bit.
Take any off angle.
Yeah, just play more off angles in general. Because if it doesn't work like more than 2 times in a row, I'll normally say just, okay, what other angles can we take? How else can we fight this? Because after 2 fights, you should also start having ults online, and at that case, in that point, you should start being able to use ults to take fights, using ult planning. Good. It was a good re-engage. They got a little cocky there at the end, so you guys did really well punishing that. Don't feed Zarya unnecessarily.
Zarya was in the trap.
Don't feed Zarya unnecessarily.
I think we could have killed Zarya there.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Again, you got to remember you're in comp, so you're not always gonna have those like proper that target focus isn't gonna be there as much as it would in like in your official team games or scrims. So you do need to be a little bit more cautious and aware that, okay, maybe something that would be killable for my team, I don't have that target focus. My teammates don't have that target focus with me because whether they're not in VC or they're just not listening, because that you can't control all of your teammates most of the time. So you just need to think, okay, I'm gonna play it safer here rather than playing it risky and going for something like that. Risky play. Let's see. Where's your team? Junkrat's still coming out of spawn. Ana's all the way back here. You only really had a Lifeweaver and Tracer. Again, this comes down to look at where your teammates are. Are they ready to go in off you?
Yeah, I saw that cast low and I just...
Yeah, you gotta be... trigger discipline will come in right there. Or ability discipline. And that also comes into the point that I brought in right before. Play it safe rather than risky. Because you could be more risky when you're playing with your team, because then you could just go back in VOD and explain to your team, talk over the fight with your team and explain what you were trying to risk or doing, and then they could try to understand so that future scenarios that it could go better. But it's not going to happen. You're probably not going to have these guys ever again in your game, so it doesn't matter. So it's better to try to go for that win rather than playing or limit testing in some cases with like certain things like that. Do we need to be looking at the tank? Not necessarily, but also noting that we have Tyre up. We have Nano and we have Tyre up, and you're the one nanoed. So yes, we can look at the tank and support our team with killing this tank, but also this tank is overextending. So why not overextend yourself? Or instead of, and by overextend I mean step up in front of point and deny this Cass from supporting. Maybe deny that Ana from supporting, that Ashe from supporting. Cut off the Zarya support so that your team can guarantee that kill rather than anything else. Overall, that worked out though.
I think I just die here.
Interesting.
Like, do I get? I think this Ashe destroys me. No, that isn't this fight.
Good pick. Good decision. Where'd the Brig go? Where'd the Brig go? Why we didn't? I don't think we need to stop chasing the Brig there. I think we could have gone for that guarantee on her. Yeah, I definitely think we could have gone for that guarantee on the Brig.
Honestly, completely lost the Brig there.
Yeah, that's a little bit more comes down to the awareness. I also think, okay, where would Brig, if I was Brig, where would I have gone? Is sometimes how you have to think about it if you do lose someone. Just think, okay, if I was Brig, I would have just tried to back up to my spawn because that's the safest option, just to get away from you because that's gonna overextend you and whatnot. But since she was one, it wouldn't have overextended you dramatically. And also noting that she probably did have Rally online because we didn't hear Rally in a while. So getting her out of the fight will be so much more beneficial to my team rather than staying on this Zarya for now. Where I could just trust in my team to keep themselves all up for like 2 extra seconds until I can come back from killing that Brig. And that also comes down to a little bit more micro when it comes to that target focus. Like when you make that decision of who you have to go after or who you should go after in like these overtime situations. Should it be the Brig? Should it be the Ana? Should it be the Cass? And the way I'm kind of viewing it right now is who had ult online? Brig had ult online. Ana didn't, and we knew Ana didn't because she used it last fight. So thinking about it like that, okay, let me get the Rally out of the fight so that this OT will be a little bit easier, and now I could focus the Ana afterwards. Okay.
Got it. Well,
there's no point.
That was a rough match.
Yeah, it's fine. It happens. It happens, but I think again, it really comes down to you need to start thinking about your teammates a little bit more. Because you got to think they're not the brightest in comp, as we all know. Comp teammates are not always good. So we need to more or less play for them more often than we would like to play for ourselves, unfortunately. As well as since you don't have those comms, you don't know where your teammates are or what your teammates are doing as often as you would in a normal team setting. So you also need to work on your awareness of what your teammates are doing. And then that'll also correlate to your back to your team, because being a little bit more aware of what your teammates are doing, maybe let's just say Rez, your teammate, doesn't comm something that he should have, and that's just, well, nobody's perfect, so he just he doesn't say something that he should have, but you end up seeing it because your teammate awareness was a little bit better, has improved since the past. So now you saw that even though Rez didn't call it, which is good. So now you're a bit more aware. So I think just teammate awareness is what you need to work on going forward, for now at least. And then just some minor things when it comes to target priority, as we saw.
I definitely need to work on spotting people out of position and have more proactive positioning is something I want to do as well.
Yeah, and which also comes with being aware of your teammates still. Like I said with that Widow play, or with that Widow positioning that you mentioned, whether or not you should be up at the corner or somewhere else, note who you have on your team. Would my comp favor me holding that corner? Or would my comp favor me holding a little bit more back? Understanding that will help you with that proactive positioning. Because you might want to be proactive at that corner, but that's not allowing your teammates to be proactive either. You want to make sure that the entire team can maximize their efficiency within a fight, not just you.
Got it.
Okay.
I just need to be more aware of my backline. That's still my same old issue.
It's not just you. It's a lot of people that have this kind of issue. It's because everyone can only see what they see, And then especially first off, it comes with building away from that tunneling, like you mentioned, like last week, I think. So once you start building away from that tunneling, then you'll start to be a little bit more aware of what's going on with the rest of your team, and then also hopefully a little bit more what's going on with the enemy team. And over time, the
Yeah.
goal for you would probably be to be completely aware of what's going on the map. While you're not going to be perfect, more or less what I mean is not necessarily in comp because that's really difficult, but more in your team setting when you go back to Ryder. You'll be able to be aware of your teammates because they'll hopefully be making good comms to you, telling you what's going on, and that so that you'll be aware of what the enemy's doing and what your teammates are doing, and then all you really have to be aware of on your own would be what's going on with the point, and that's about it. Because
Yeah.
it's just a
I've been
little bit more difficult in
playing.
comp. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. To like try to build that, what I've been doing is I've just been playing Zarya because intrinsically Zarya is a character that requires you to look at your teammates
Yeah, that's fair.
unless you're doing terribly on Zarya.
Yeah, no, I understand. And that's also that's not a bad way to play it either. I think if you could probably play with a teammate or two for that, that would make it a little bit easier because Zarya plays better when she has someone that she can communicate with for her bubbles. Like maybe I know you queue with Rez sometimes. I see pings for your team whenever they want to play comp. So try to join some of those, and just if you want to work on your teammate awareness, play Zarya with them. So then you'll be able to work on your planning with Zarya a little bit better in case Zarya ever does come back to the meta, just for any reason.
Yeah.
But then you'll also be a little bit more aware of your teammates.
Got it.
Anything else?
Solo queue this season.
Oh.
No, that's good. Thank you.
Mhm.
I've been solo queuing a lot this season.